Yo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm coming in clear, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit delayed for some reason, but I think it's just because of the software.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much easier on the laptop to do all this stuff.
Let's
Oops.
see. I'm on my phone. I don't know how it's gonna look like on my laptop. It's pretty low.
I mean, the phone looks pretty good. Your camera looks good.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's a new phone, so I'm just testing it out anyway. So.
Yeah.
Can I? So if I like turn it, will it actually do landscape?
I don't know. That's your phone, right?
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
it does.
Looks
Okay.
good. Yeah. Nice.
Hey
Nice.
guys.
What's up?
Hey, sorry, I'm in a really bad location. Or bad lighting, I mean. How are you guys?
Good, man.
All right.
How's everyone today?
It's all good.
Amazing, amazing. Shout out to everyone out there. Let's take the time to start sharing this, guys, in our social medias. All right. And again, we'll be able to see other comments in other places, but we get to watch it on. Here we go. Share this on our IGs. God. All right. Guys, right now in the comments, if you guys can, gents, bye-bye, if you guys can, please share right now. All our friends down there in Kumu, kumusta? You know, I'm always going to show love to home base. Kumusta sa lahat ng mga tao dyan? I hope you guys are doing good. This is a Hub 408. Friday nights, I hope you guys are doing good. Saturdays, sa inyo, uh, uh, in the Philippines. So, again, I hope you guys are good. Let's see. You guys ready to pod? You guys ready to go? All right. So, is there a way that I can? I really hate my. There's no way I could change the background on my thing, huh?
No, not if you're
Not on here,
hosting.
huh?
I think yeah. If you're hosting, you can. I think yeah.
Whack, whack. All right. Well, I was gonna say, guys, hope you guys are doing good. Again, shout out to everyone out there. Shout out to everyone in Facebook land. Shout out to everyone in YouTube. Shout out to, we're on different platforms tonight. So we're not only on Kumu, we're on Twitch. Shout out to Twitch land. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Facebook. All that stuff. Again, this is a Hub 408, episode 85. Let's start from the top. Ninja, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? This is Ninja Iceberg. Call me Waldo. Coming to you live from San Jose, California. And yeah, it's really, really hot right now. That's why I'm in a tank top. Normally, I'm not this unprofessional, but today we'll make an exception.
There you go. The man next to him in the Tom and Jerry drip. Let him know. Let him know, Jay. What's up?
I am Jay Jericho, aka Jason. I'm coming in live from Milpitas, California. You don't know where that is? It's in between Fremont and San Jose, so we're like in the middle, like a sandwich. Yeah. Sometimes I do really bad dad jokes on Kumu, so you may be able to hear it tonight, maybe. So we'll see. We'll
We
see.
might get we might get to hear some tonight for sure, right?
Yeah.
And the man next to me, Thick Rick, aka Jocelyn's Prime. What's up, Joff?
You know. So shout out to all my Pogomaniacs out there running wild. You know. You already know. North side, baby, pull out a gang.
Very good. I see my man Bazooka Joe down there in the comments too as well. What's up, Bazooka Joe? How
What's up,
are you?
Bazooka?
What up,
Again,
Joe?
guys, we're on all platforms tonight. We're on all platforms. So again, go to your other platforms, share it, let them know that we're live. This is, kind of a big thing for us for the Hub 408 to be doing this on this scale too. You know what I mean? We're hitting different platforms, but we're coming to you live from Kumu and all that stuff. Again, my name is Ron Sara. You know, I'm broadcasting live from San Jose, California here tonight. Again, this is episode 85. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of content for you guys, but let's actually start off by seeing what's up with the fellas real quick. I was gonna say, Ninja, how has your week been? You're going into Friday, hitting this hot weekend. Sobrang mainit. You know what I mean? It's so hot. So I mean, what you got going on? How was your week? How are you heading into the weekend?
The week for me was pretty busy. We have like a ton of content that we need to push out, so pretty busy on that. And because everything was coming in hot, there was just like no chance to take a breather. So yeah, it was a very busy week, and I think next week is going to be a little bit easier since we delayed a lot of our releases this week. So.
Mm.
to try and make sure that things got out properly. So it's all good. Yeah. But it was just really busy this week.
Well, there you go. I was gonna say, what about you, Jay? How was your week going into this weekend? What you got going on, or what did you have going on this week?
I mean, it's been pretty busy at work, but mostly like we had to deal with in our neighborhood we had to deal with like a blown out There's a blown out transformer, so we were without power since last night.
Oh man,
So
that's
yeah,
rough.
sleeping in, you know, 80-degree weather at night with no fan on, no lights. You know, it's it's something I used to in the Philippines. So it's, when I was there. So.
Crazy. Well, there you go. Anything going on this weekend for you?
Uh, not much. Napa Valley tomorrow, I guess.
Too fancy.
Fancy.
Napa,
I'm just
you said.
I'm there for the fancy sandwiches. That's all I'm there for. Like Brumman from the fifth club. Sandwiches.
Drinking
Awesome.
La Croix from wine glasses. Very nice.
You said drinking La Croix from wine
Super,
glasses.
super fancy. Super
Yeah.
fancy.
Oh
Gotta
man.
gotta air it. Gotta air that out. You know. Swirl
The
it.
swirl.
Yeah.
From a La Croix. Oh my god.
You got to make sure the tannins in your La Croix is fully
Right.
releases.
We put crushed berries in our LaCroix.
Do you?
No, I don't.
But I was about to say, like, you
You gotta
do?
make it.
Like, oh shit.
You gotta make it sound fancy sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. I got you. I was just like, wow. Okay, here we go. I got a little bit of brightness on here. But I was gonna say, as for me, going into Father's Day weekend, guys, you guys know it's Father's Day weekend, so shout out to all the dads out there. You know what I mean? If you guys have your dad still, I know some people don't have their parents no more also. So, shout out to you guys. Or if you guys happen to be fathers also, shout out to you guys. You know what I mean? There's a couple of fathers, here in the Hub 408. So, Joffrey, myself, SM Rumor, who's not here, but you see in the scroll. So make sure you guys follow SM Rumor. Make sure you guys follow all of us, actually, even though you can't click on our names or anything right now. You could at least, look us up on Kumu. Make sure you guys are following us there and all other social media platforms too, guys. So again, shout outs to the dads. I'm probably going to be hanging out with, my dad and all that stuff, and breaking bread. What about you guys? Any plans for Father's Day for you guys? Let's start with Joffrey. Any Father's Day plans for you?
Nothing yet. I just depends on how hot it is gonna be. Just if it's no, it just all depends on the weather. But yeah, nothing, nothing too fancy. I just want to not make a big deal. Just relax.
Got you. Uh, I was gonna say, Jay, what about you? Any plans for this weekend?
Not that I know of, not yet. So, oh,
Oh,
speaking of dads, here's the
Turn it
one.
sideways, Steve. Turn it sideways. Turn it
Turn your phone
sideways.
sideways.
There you
Hi.
go. Hi.
What's going on?
Oh man.
Before we got interrupted by Dad of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have.
Rudely interrupted by
I really,
Dad there.
don't have anything planned yet. I don't know what we're doing. So
What's up to Hollow Hollow Creations? I was gonna say hi, Steven. How are you?
Hi. Hi. I can't see anybody's uh, coming into this. I guess no. There's no scroll. I'm still kind of new here.
Okay, Steve, the Facebook comments, the YouTube comments, all that other stuff, that'll show up on screen. If you want to be on Kumu, though, you would have to get out of here, yes. And I do see Kid Flip down at the bottom. You see him throwing up those X's. What's up, Kid Flip?
it's
How are
okay.
you? He's on Facebook right now. So, Kid Flip, go ahead and share that. Steve, I was going to say people are watching us on all platforms tonight, Steve. So, we are on
We're moving
Facebook.
on up. We're moving up, I guess.
Yes, and I see that you're moving up with the headbands too, or with the bandanas. You know, your bandana
Oh,
drip
what's up,
has been
kickflip?
your bandana drip has been very, as the kids say nowadays, wet as of late. You know.
It's gone up in value, you'd say.
Yes, very
Okay.
much. What's up, DJ Adequate? How are you? What's going on? Yo, shout out to you guys. We're so excited that you guys are here hanging out with us. Please share your streams right now. Right now. I heard there's some. It's these guys, RJ. It's
Who,
these
me?
guys. It's
Nah,
these guys. It's these
Well,
guys.
nah.
I mean, look at Steve. Look at first of all, Ninja has the guns out, you
I
know?
know. I'm ready to see what he's wearing on the bottoms.
He want to flex.
Oh shit.
Okay. All right.
No, I just have shorts on.
Let's
I just have shorts on.
see, he
Nothing.
just has shorts on. Okay, hold on.
Nothing
Let
too
me wipe
wild.
my camera there real quick. All right, guys. I was gonna say I hope you guys are
Because
doing
of all the
good.
drip.
Yes, because of all the drip. It's you know, I got my Ultraman drip on today, so you know, I'm rocking my Ultraman. Like,
It's
hi.
called Karen.
Steve, how first of all, it's been quite a minute since you've been on the Hub 408. I was gonna say how have you been, sir?
Been good. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been busy. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It just crazy left and right. Been busy over the weekends. Whatever. I lost a bet today. I was betting that the Jazz was going to win and take it to the next round, but ah, I guess Clippers and Suns, right? Whatever.
You know the Jazz ain't ready.
Dude, I'm going for the sixth man of the year, defensive player of the year. They got Spider Mitchell, and they have a solid squad. Bogdanovich, I swear, I think Jazz has a good solid team. It's just they weren't ready for the experience the Clippers have, I guess.
Did you ever envision a world where you'd be putting money on the Jazz to win or
That,
one?
that does not sound right. That does not sound like Jazz and Clippers. Like, yeah, really? Yeah, so I lost. I lost.
Super crazy, right?
So what do you have to do?
So basically, he gets to pick whatever he wants in the vending machine. He's going for the lobster thermidor of the vending machine, and that is the sparkling smart water that's displayed, and that's what he's going for on Monday, is what he told me. So be prepared.
How much is that? $2?
$2.75, sir.
Oh
For
my
water?
god.
Wait, for sparkling water?
Hey,
For LaCroix?
for a sparkling smart water with electrolyte.
Look, so LaCroix with vitamins?
Yes. Lacroche.
LaCroix
Lacrosse.
with additives?
Oh my goodness.
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Alright, whatever.
Shout out to everyone that's coming in the room right now. Shout out sa lahat ng mga bagong pasok na yon. Yung mga newbies there na yon. I see Jomar1234 in the house. What's up?
Omar? What's
Kevin,
going on? Good.
Tina Bangel, Shane, Mariel, Cuevo, Chris, Tali. You know, if you guys are out there in Facebook land, all these other platforms too, say hi and we'll make sure, you know, we'll see your comments. I was gonna say, guys, tonight, actually a very special episode. All of us here can maybe relate in some type of way. I know personally with these guys here, we are fans of this one person, but the great Tupac Shakur turned 50 years old this week. And, you know, normally on our main shows, we'd be able to give you guys some examples or and stuff. But tonight, we'll actually talk about his legacy, what he means to us, and all that stuff. I believe the record, Jason, is like we can't play no longer than 15 seconds. Okay, just in case
What?
we
I'm
can.
not Well, I'm not hooked up to that right now because
Okay, I'm just saying for future references, just so you know.
yes.
Okay, so
Got it.
I was gonna say, we're gonna talk about his legacy and all that stuff, like what he means to us, and let's. I actually want to start off with somebody that hasn't been here for a while. I want to hear some of his takes. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the man that's right next to me. In the spirit of um, all acid users out there and biker gang enthusiasts. SM Rumor in the house. What's up, Steve? I was gonna say, what does the great Tupac Shakur mean to you?
Um, I don't know. It just full on representation of Bay Area rap, I guess. I just feel
Mm,
like um, it's that cassette tape of Tupac you were listening to when you first discovered. It's like Tupac to me is like different from for like compared to other people. Tupac to me is like was my first discovery of a rap artist that I shouldn't be listening to.
mm.
You know what I
Talk
mean?
about that. Yeah, yeah.
You go over to a friend's house and you thought you were just gonna work on your school project, but then you end up saying, "Hey, dude, I got my brother's Tupac Shakur tape. Let's give it a listen." Are you serious? You can't be listening to this stuff. This isn't right. It felt like, drugs. Like we shouldn't be listening to this. I was a private school kid. What was I supposed to do? Like, hey, I heard he says bad words and he talks about drinking and doing drugs. So yeah, let's give it a listen. That's like Tupac to me. Like that summarizes my experience when Tupac comes on. Those are the kind of feels I get. Like it was my first discovery of music, far from what my parents thought I listened to. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, a little bit. I have that little rebellious side of having to listen, which is kind of weird, right? You're just like, dude, grow up. It's just Tupac. It's nothing. But no, to some it might be up to like gangster rap or whatever, or like struggle rap. But to me, it's like, wow, it's like discovering your own taste in what will shape your taste in music, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's Tupac to me in a nutshell. On top of that, I'm kind of like I came across a Tupac song, what, not so long ago, a couple of days ago. The Scarface one. Um, what's the name of that?
Um,
Tupac and Scarface.
yeah. Dang, I forget that. I forget that one. That's they use that SOS sample though.
Uh, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Damn, dude. Drawing a blank. Uh, let me look it up here.
Smile.
Yeah,
Smile.
smile. There,
Smile.
there you go.
So
Smile.
the opening, I guess, dialogue in the song "Smile," it hits me in the feels now. Like it's
Mm,
kind of it kind of hits me in the feels now. You know, if I were to listen to those lyrics, that opening dialogue, like I did a couple days ago, it hit me in the feels because you're kind of like, wow, I'm understanding what he's talking. I'm understanding what he's trying to put out. You know, you're gonna see a few things that's uh, not gonna make you smile. I mean, it's like through all the pain, I don't know what the lyrics. Can you guys find those lyrics?
mm.
But like reading that or just listening to it, it hits me in the feels. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with my relationship with Tupac right now.
Very cool. Very cool. I was gonna say, Is there any I know you had mentioned that song Smile. I don't know if that came out after he had passed away. Did that come out after he had passed away? Because I do remember the video. They were taking him off the cross, right? I think they were taking him off the cross and all that. But I was going to say, Brook Reviews, thank you so much for sharing this. We are on all social platforms. We're just not on Kumu tonight. So you could watch us on Facebook. You could watch
I
us
found
on
the lyrics.
YouTube.
I found the
You can
lyrics.
watch us everywhere tonight. So thank you guys so much for sharing. Thank you guys for your guys' gifts too. I appreciate you guys. I was gonna say Brooks giving us a shout out here on Kumu, so I appreciate you. Thank you to Bianca too for the halo halo. You know what I mean? We appreciate you on that too. Thank you. But do us a favor if you're dropping virtual gifts and all that stuff, please follow all these people here. You can go on Kumu right now and follow Jay Jericho, Jopsimus Prime, Ninja Iceberg, SM Rumor.
That's the rumor on all my socials. Hit me up.
Yes. And if you happen to be also on Facebook, please share this on your streams. This is the first time that we're doing the Hub 408 tonight on all all social media platforms. So you can watch us everywhere: YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you're following the Elite X on Facebook, Elite X Official, and also me and all these other people. You'll see that. So make sure you guys are following everybody here. And also shout out to Liana and Samo of the Elite X. She's producing tonight's show, so gotta show her some love for allowing us to be in a new home. Okay, so again, we're talking about the great Tupac. Steve here was just talking about what Tupac means to him, and he had brought up some songs and some lyrics here. So if you guys are down there at the bottom, if you guys have a favorite Tupac song or Tupac memory and all that stuff, I'll read it for the guys here. If you happen to be on Facebook and all that stuff, they'll show up on our screens. Okay, so if you guys want to type, it'll show up on our screens. We love to interact with you guys, so make sure you guys are interacting with us as well. This is the first time that we're doing it in a format like this. So, Steve, I was going to say, what other songs? What was there any other songs for you that?
To Smile.
Okay, go ahead and
So
read that.
dialogue, right? And let me read them to you. Okay. There's gonna be some stuff you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future. But through whatever you see, through all the rain and the pain, you gotta keep your sense of humor. You gotta be able to smile through all the bullshit. Remember that. Keep your head up.
Mm. And you felt like the great Tupac Shakur was talking to you when he was saying that.
Yeah, you know what? When it just didn't it was weird. It was weird. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
No, but it touched the nerve. It touched the nerve with you to where.
It did something. It got me there. You know what I mean? So yeah, that dialogue, opening dialogue, it just kind of just catches you. It caught me, and it caught me off guard. So yeah, just to share that with you guys about Tupac. Happy birthday, Tupac.
Shout out to our girl Dage down there at the bottom. I see you, girl. How are you? Shout out to the newbies too. Again, guys, we're on all social media platforms tonight, guys. So say hi to us. Leave some comments, all that stuff. We'll make sure that we acknowledge you guys. Again, we're all on different platforms tonight. I'm going to be reading the comments from Kumu tonight to the guys out here. But if you happen to be on Facebook, YouTube, follow the Elite X on YouTube, Facebook, and you can watch us from there too. So I was going to say, Steve here was just talking about. Again, we're talking about the great Tupac Shakur. He turned 50 years old. So we've been talking a little bit about what he means to us. Let's go to the man right above though, SM Rumor, Thick Rick, aka Jopsimus Prime. Liana Anselmo was saying, "Heaven ain't hard to find. Run the streets and Thug Passion are her joints." So, If you guys down there in the comments would love to let us know which are your joints. Let us know. But Thick Rick, aka Jofsimus Prime, aka Mr. Tootsie, who is uh who is Tupac to you?
It's well, Pac, like a lot of us, is like a lot of. He's not just one thing.
Right.
Uh, and that's his appeal, and that's probably why people kind of don't fuck with him, because he's so many things, right? He's like he's complex. He's like you could tell from his songs he could be like super uplifting and positive, and then on the next joint it's super misogynistic and violent, and he could be fun. It's all that. It's like I feel like he's, and also it's just kind of like uh he like he didn't get the chance to kind of evolve, right? He was that's kind of that's It's a wasted potential, I guess. Not you could his trajectory is not he wasn't just gonna be a rapper, right? He was that's his phase for now, and then before he died. But yeah, that's just it. It's just uh all the complexities of, or the dichotomies and all that stuff that's us too, that feel like that's why a lot of people gravitated towards him. And I think for me at least, it's him and DMX where you could feel their emotions when they're on their songs. It's like you could feel them. That's why a lot of people fuck with DMX and Tupac. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like wasted potential. Like he didn't get the chance to like fully evolve. Talented, multifaceted too. It's like he's an actor. You know, all that
That's
stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
To some
And as
people,
far as go
actor
ahead.
first too. I was gonna say to some
Yeah,
people actor first, which is kind of crazy to think about it in that aspect as well. Like, oh yeah, he kind of was doing that before he was doing the whole music stuff.
yeah. He was a drama school kid. So yeah, yeah. It's just you know, Tupac is always that what could have been. So, but as far as songs, you know, I get around uh some fun shit. Picture me rolling,
Mm,
um, ambitions of a rider.
okay.
Uh, just it's so much. You know, what's that?
It's hard to have a go-to Pac song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hit 'em up. If my breakup song, hit 'em up.
Is that your breakup song? That's super crazy right there. Okay. All right. Pretty good list of songs right there. Okay. All right. Well, I was gonna say, Jason, what about you? I know you're a big Pac fan too. You know what I mean? So what does Tupac, he turned 50 years old, this past week. Joff had talked about maybe at the time that was just his phase. Steve also brought a different perspective into it. But what about you? What did the guy mean to you?
So to me, like like when you're growing up, he's pretty much 10 years older than I am. So it's like, let me put it this way. So it's like I was still in my teens when he was writing music. So he was already in his 20s, pretty much. And then it's like, as you evolve from his music to everything that he does, I saw him as a complete artist. I saw him as Tupac Shakur from MSA. You know, so if for the people down there, if you don't know what MSA is, it's the Maryland School of the Arts in Baltimore, Maryland, on the East Coast of the United States of America. So, very famous school. It has produced a lot of singers, actors,
Hmm.
writers, producers. So as when I grew, I saw him as more as the complete artist that never got to fulfill his dream. Because the way I see it was, after the music game, he was done with the music game. He was going to be a music producer, a video producer, a movie producer, a director, a screenwriter. You know, he could have gone to full blown acting. I could like literally, I could have seen this guy literally win a Golden Globe and an Academy Award. You know what I'm saying? That's how talented this guy was.
EGOT.
Yeah,
He
he
could have
could have
had
been
an
an
EGOT.
EGOT. Yeah,
Yeah, he could have got it all. I mean, for some apparent reason, I could see him writing a freaking musical. You know, because he was that talented.
definitely.
His background in music, his background in the arts, he could have done that easily in his sleep. So that's the way I saw him as not just a rapper, but as a complete artist. Um, songs.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
what are some of your songs that you like of his?
so for me, it's uh, old school. It's just like his homage to the old school rappers. Pretty much that's one. What's the other one? Of course, Drop said I Get Around. Damn, I said that because Digital Underground's in it too. But my always go to, even though he wasn't featured, he was pretty much his debut. It always has to be Digital Underground's same song. So
Yeah.
that's always my go to, is because he gets the last he gets the last set. Like, he gets the last set of bars in that thing before they go into the chorus. So that's why it was always my go to song for Tupac, the same song.
Jason, I was gonna say, this week, on his birthday, I was watching a whole bunch of stuff. I was trying to, even though it's hard, I would like to think that I'm one of those fans that probably watched every little clip, on this guy. But of course, uh, you know, as a fan, you try to consume either all those clips, or you try to see if there's anything new or something that you might have relived
Never replaced. Yeah,
yeah. So there was actually something that I never came across, and it was the kind of like the behind the scenes making of Juice. I'm not going
yeah.
to stay too long on this story, but there's this one part in there that, being a fan, I was like, oh, it just kind of blew my mind. And so you brought up right now, same song. There's this one part where it's a candid conversation between Omar Epps and him, and he's like, "What time are we getting out of here?" He's like, "Man, we're not going to get out of here till like 7 a.m." And they're on the shoot. And I don't know if you remember that part in Juice where he had shot him. Like where
Yeah.
they're kind of in that warehouse thingy. And he's like, man, we're not going to get out of here till like, late. They're just talking. He's like, I still, and Pac tells him, I still have to go to the studio. I still have to write. I still have to write stuff. And his first album had already came out, I think, at the time. And maybe he's going to be writing for Strictly for My. So this is I Get Around. This is all those.
Yup.
This is for this album. He says one little thing in there, which is so dope, Jay. He goes, man, I got hella songs to write. And then Omar Epps says, shit, you could freestyle it. And then Pac says, shit, I did that for same song. He said, you didn't write that shit? He goes, I didn't write that shit. So it's like we praise people like Biggie for not writing shit. We praise people for like Jay-Z not writing stuff. But a song that, again, is the genesis of things. Pac didn't even write that. Tupac didn't even write. He just, when I you know Now I hang around when I'm down with the underground girls. Used to frown, singing down when I come around. Gas me away and pass me. They used to diss me, harass me, but now they ask me if they could kiss me. Get your change, people change. Want to live your lifestyle. All that stuff. That was all freestyle off the top of it. You know what I mean? And it's just so amazing to catch a little factoid like that, Jay. That I had no idea.
No, I didn't know either. So that's
That's
pretty
mind blowing,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, it is. And then I know you would agree with me too. He was a great poet,
Oh, incredible. Yeah.
right? That's something. That's something a lot of people don't bring up. That's why he's such a great writer. That he could write a movie script. He could write lyrics. He could just write, bars. He could write poetry. That's how
Like
great he
the
is. He could turn
dialogue,
his
like
poetry.
the
Yeah,
song,
he could turn his poetry into music. That's what's crazy.
like a poem. Yeah,
I was
definitely.
gonna say, Jay. He also got it. I think what was key to a lot of his stuff. Also, what Joff was saying, how he was multifaceted, was
Yeah,
uh, he was able to also get in touch with his sensitive side, his feminine side too. You know what I mean? When it came to writing, this type of music. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, Ninja. What about you, Ninja? What does a great Tupac Shakur mean to you? He's 50 years old this week.
Yeah.
His legacy is huge and all that stuff. Definitely an icon. What does this guy mean to you? And you know,
Um, Definitely one of the first people to get me into hip hop and rap and all that kind of stuff, right? Uh, Obviously, when he first came out, he was Digital Underground, yada yada yada. A lot of featuring, a lot of collab type stuff that honestly is some of the very memorable type stuff. Um, but yeah, I think for me the stuff it's his stuff in general is kind of like it's a huge range, right? The topics are huge. It varies in style and genres. It goes from, like, yes, we were talking about it, like from very fun type stuff to very serious type stuff to very misogynistic type stuff, and it's a very complex um, look into a mind of this artist. And I think he's one of the few artists in hip hop and rap, and probably in a lot of like pop music, that has that kind of wide range of emotions and feelings and things to talk about. Like a lot of hip hop artists nowadays, a lot of rappers nowadays are they're not they don't stray too far from what they're good at, right? Which is fine. They still put out bangers and all that kind of stuff.
banger.
But yeah, bangers, songs that slam. You know, but
sorry.
songs that slap.
Yes,
But
Slap.
songs that slap. Yeah,
Slappers.
slappers,
The slappers.
slappers.
Yeah, slappers.
but it's I think he's one of the very few who has a very multifaceted personality when it comes to what he puts down on wax,
Definitely.
and then on paper and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you read his books, his poetry book. There's a lot of very interesting things that he talks about in there. And again, a range of feelings that he goes through. And so for me, it's when I was younger, I wasn't really paying attention that much to it. I was just paying attention to what he's saying, and I was listening to, like, the music and the beats and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't really process what he was about until much later on, and actually understand the lyrics and understand what he's talking about, and his struggles and his triumphs and all that kind of stuff. So, um, but yeah, it's so for me, he's just a his songs are a very very honest and complete look at a person who wants to express himself in as many ways as possible. So that's why I look at him mm, as one of the the tip top of of his industry, and it definitely is a loss for the industry and for
Mm,
a lot of um, because not only could we have seen what he could have done, but how he could have helped shape the industry. Right now, hip hop is kind of shaped by three or four different people who I don't know if we necessarily want to be in charge of the genre. I guess you could say.
mm.
Kind of like your Jay Z's and your Drakes and all that. These Kendrick Lamar is definitely a really good rapper and really good artist, but these are the kind of artists that, well, Jay Z is more of a contemporary of Tupac, right? Well, maybe not contemporary, a little bit afterwards, but like a Kendrick Lamar is kind of is like a spiritual successor to Tupac, I would say, in terms
Hawaiian
of what he
soap is
talks
much
about
fun.
in terms of what he talks about in terms of what and how he flows and how he raps and stuff like that. But other than that, the rest of the industry right now, if you look at it, is like in terms of pop culture. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Mumble rap, mumble rappers, mumble rappers.
Yeah, but in terms of what's in terms of what's hot, it's
SoundCloud rap.
I don't I don't think they have the range of feels and emotions and authenticity that Tupac Shakur had. So
Mm.
I liked how you brought up Kendrick being kind of a spiritual successor, where a lot of people kind of aim for that too, of like maybe somehow channeling his spirit in some type of way. I know, like when he was first around, a lot of people like to say that, a lot of clones or sound-alikes, or I mean, you know, it seemed like a lot of his DNA was in a lot of other people's music too, whether it was a style, whether it was a swag, whether it was, horrible, maybe failed attempts of to try to replicate something that was here. Jay, yeah, go ahead.
So remember that one clip of him being pushed out in the wheelchair from the hospital,
Yeah.
and he's talking like all the media's there, like watch it again because that's one of the best shoot promos I've ever seen in my life.
What does he say?
Like I feel like if you look at it from a wrestling standpoint, doesn't it look like a shoot promo? Like he's doing some wrestling stuff right there, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
am I seeing
Like
it in a different
out
light?
in the alley, out in the back alley.
Yeah, because he's just going off. I mean, I don't have the
Yeah,
transcript on me, but it's been a while since I've seen it. But like if you watch it again in a wrestling mindset, it looks like a shoot promo.
I was gonna say this is the one where he has the bandages all on him too, right?
Yeah, I think this is when
He just got shot.
yeah, like I think the testicle removal on one. So I don't know if that's the one, but yeah, he was just like they interviewed him, like all the media was there interviewing him, and then he just goes off, right?
I was gonna say that video too. It's kind of heartbreaking because it's like he literally just got,
Yeah,
he just got attacked, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to court, because he's on his way to court in that, he's leaving the hospital on his way to court in that footage. So I mean, yeah, kind of crazy to I mean he's had a lot of different moments though too, Jay.
yeah,
So
exactly. I
yeah,
know.
crazy. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, these guys know how big of a fan I am of Tupac. He's very much Kurt Cobain, Bob Marley, Elvis Presley. He's iconic. Jay had brought up him being a complete artist. Joff had talked about him being multifaceted and all that stuff. And one of his most famous quotes too was talking about being the match or the spark to give somebody an idea or to want to try something and all that stuff. he has way too many quotables. He has way too many gems. I love the fact that you might be able to find a fun interview with this guy, and get some gems from there, or you might find a serious interview and get some gems from there. If I had never watched that behind the scenes thing, I would have never learned about that, that factoid about same song. There's this one part. There's this very famous interview he did with Tabitha Soren, ex MTV VJ, longtime MTV VJ out there. But when he had just gotten out of jail, they're walking down to Venice Beach, and their thing. So I've seen a lot of that footage. I saw the full interview. I watched the full interview again. Also, there was footage that I've seen before on different documentaries that I haven't seen again. Like there's this one part where they're clearly flirting with each other, but it's not in this interview. You know what I mean? But there's this one part in the interview where she brings up Digital Underground, and he laughs about it, and he was like, I kind of cringe a little. I am a little embarrassed because I was young. I'm over here dancing with inflatable dolls and having simulated sex with, inflatable dolls. But there's this one point though where he says, um, I wish there was a digital underground right now. Like the world needs a digital underground right now. And I don't think he was necessarily talking about him being in digital underground being them, but he was saying the world needs music like that. So in the midst of him, like he didn't even drop his double album yet. He didn't even drop All Eyes on Me yet. But he had thoughts like this too. So when you kind of look things back, it just makes you wonder, of course, his mindset, and all that stuff. I happen to also be one of those fans too that I know a lot of people love All Eyes on Me. Of course, there's classics on there. You guys talked about Ambitions of a Rida. I loved the original version of I Ain't Mad at Ya. You know what I mean? It's the album version. That I think that's the best version.
Mm-hmm.
There's a joint on there also with Method Man and Redman. Like Pac's one of the only dudes that like, like, yo, I got guys like this, on my team. I mean, this is like Pac at his best commercialness. How do you want it? One of my favorite Tupac songs, because that's a strip club song. That's also getting in the club. You know what I mean? Those are my songs, but I would say my
Videos, Queens.
the videos, yeah, P Queens, right? Pinot Queens, like they had Heather Hunter in there, they had Nina Hartley in there. You know what I mean? He had all types of like they would show that video actually on like Playboy After Dark or
Yeah.
whatever that is, like
BET After Dark.
yeah, or whatever. Like yeah, they would show it on there. But that wasn't even my favorite Pac though. That was like probably my least favorite album because uh it, it's like it was eerie. It was eerie. It's like, damn, he's going to death row. Like, oh man, this is like
Sold
this could
out.
this could be bad or whatever. And I was one of those fans too that I did not like California Love. Like because I didn't like the dun 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 dun, the repetitiveness of that. But then I like the remix more than I like the there was kind of they called it the Bay Area remix, where like in the video too, they're at the house instead. It's not the Mad Max video. So I kind of like that version. But my favorite album, it's probably either Me Against the World or Strictly For My. Um, Maybe my ultimate Pac song could be Keep Your Head Up. It could be I Get Around, but it's other songs on there. Representing 94. That's a very dope song
Huge.
where he's like naming all the rappers that, he's showing love to. Like his entire third verse is just shout outs and he makes it rhyme too. So it's a very dope song. But Me Against the World, Temptations, um, man, that song's amazing. So many tears. I mean, It Ain't Easy. That song is amazing too. It Ain't Easy. Jason had mentioned Old School. That song is amazing too. But yeah, that's one of those five Mike classics, 4.5 Mike classics, and he was in prison at the time. So I love the story that he talked about one time. He was like, "Man, like you ain't shit, blah blah blah." People talking shit to me. He's like, "Man, well, I just, I just went number one, today, with this album. So I'm having a good day. You know what I mean? So." But yeah, he was definitely an icon, an inspiration. I don't listen to too much Pac nowadays. People, still listen to him. I happen to be one of those people that like I love him so much that I can't really listen to that stuff because it's just on the radio all the time. Like even though just because a person's like sometimes someone's not here anymore, you'll want to leave the radio on. All right, I'll listen to you and all that stuff. But I think I've loved Pac knows I love him. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's offended if I'm gonna change the radio, and try to find some other stuff. You know what I mean? But again, I've took so many lessons from this dude, and one of the best lessons I've ever took from this person, and it's an interview where he's at the gun range. That's another famous interview where he's dressed in the purple kanai. He's shooting off a Mac 10 and all that stuff. But one of the greatest advices that dude said was, um, go get your favorite artists or rappers, listen to all their music, master their styles. That style will become your style. You know what I mean? So he comes from the rock hymns. He comes from that era. Tupac really studied people like Ice Cube, really studied people like NWA and Public Enemy and stuff like that, would listen to these songs and formulated his own, so he was taking these styles and mastering them. So I've always took that too, where who do you like? Who do you like? I know we can't, emulate, all we could do is emulate, there's nothing new under the sun. The better the artist, the harder they bite. You know what I mean? Like everyone just takes from somebody at some points. But Ninja here had brought up like, hey, Pac was one of the guys that first got me into hip hop. Even though hip hop might have been around forever and he already had heard of hip hop, he's probably one of those guys who's like, no, I'm really fucking with some hip hop now because of Pac. Just like me, I've heard of NWA, I've heard of Too Short and all those guys. But all of a sudden when Pac comes along and he resonates with Keep Your Head Up and I Get Around, especially I Get Around. Who didn't want to have a California barbecue pool party looking like that? Yeah, that guy, like, he set the culture. You know what I mean, for a lot of that stuff. And shit, that that was just a Monday. You know what I mean? That was just a Tuesday for these guys. You know what I mean? These guys were already about that stuff. Like he made having a no shirt and boxers and a backwards hat cool. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's very much a trailblazer. So again, I was gonna say any other Tupac moments that that's memorable for you guys that you guys kind of want to throw out there. Ninja, let's start off with you. Any other moments out there where it's like, oh, and maybe what was your favorite Tupac, your favorite version of Tupac? I would say.
Um, I don't know. I don't really have a specific because Tupac was kind of a weird constant through my formative years from like middle school to high school.
Mm,
Like
It was always
I
there.
don't really.
It was always
He was always there, right? So
there.
it wasn't really like I can't really pick out like what was my favorite Tupac, what's my favorite Tupac song. They're all amazing. They're all great moments. Um, I will say the one of the weirder moments I've had as a Tupac fan, I guess, is um, there's I was having a conversation with somebody, some random white guy, and we were just chatting about something, and I brought up Tupac as someone that I listened to. This was like probably a little bit into college, so
mm,
2000 maybe early 2000, and I was just talking about it, and he looks at me and he was like, so yeah, this white dude, he was like, "Wait, you listen to Tupac?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like I would never have expected you to listen to Tupac,
What?
because
Hmm.
I guess it's because I don't present myself in a way that even listens to hip hop or rap. You know,
Mm.
like because I listen to a big cross section of music,
Chunk of
and
everything. Yeah.
yeah. So I can talk about listening to indie folk rock, and I can talk about listening to rap, I,
Bluegrass.
yeah. So he was just really surprised, and I was surprised that he was surprised, because I was like, wait, you're a white dude saying that you were surprised that I listen to hip hop, that I listen to Tupac. That was such a weird moment for me.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it just sticks out of my mind, and I didn't really know how to process that moment. I mean, I think back on it now, and it's not really that big of a deal. I just think it's kind of funny that this white dude who also listens to a lot of hip hop and a lot of rap, and is also a very nerdy looking dude, is surprised that another nerdy looking dude listens to hip hop. So yeah, whatever.
Ninja, I was gonna comment real quick. It seemed also maybe during the All Eyes on Me era, a lot of guys that would never listen to rap, they were listening to that album though. Like a lot of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
rocker or
Mhm.
skater friends during in high school, they were like, "Oh, I don't
Sure.
really listen to rap music, but that's pretty dope." Like they like his last album, I guess.
Yeah, I think part of it is because, I mean, it was everywhere, right? All Eyes on
Yeah.
Me was literally everywhere. Everything on the radio was from All Eyes on Me. There's so many singles off that album. The entire album you can
Double
listen
disc,
to.
by the
Yeah,
way.
you can listen. Yeah, and you can listen to every single song on there, and every single song on there is amazing. So I get it. It makes sense. Um, and that was probably around the time that he like super exploded, right? I mean, that
Yeah.
was the time where you couldn't really get away from Tupac at that point. So it totally makes sense. And the fact that he can reach all these different types of people who may not normally listen to hip hop and rap really says something about what this guy does, and how he went about, you know, crafting his work.
What about you, Jay? What's your any significant moments or a favorite Tupac that you have?
Uh, you already know this one. My favorite Tupac is Juice.
Bishop.
Yes, Bishop.
Okay. The very immature lost boy, right? Of Juice, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I
Yeah.
mean, for me, uh, spoiler alert for those that haven't watched it yet. I know it's been like what, almost 40 years, maybe,
Yeah.
There's
give or
people
take,
that have watched it.
or
Yeah.
90,
Go ahead.
92, 30 years. So I
It's
mean, it's
okay.
like you
I'm
know,
not.
after they killed old man Quiles, and then they all ran, and then Raheem was like, like, give me the gun, like, and we got into that scuffle. I was like, dude, you shot your own boy. Oh, that's crazy. To pull that off as an actor, and that's one of your best friends growing up, and you shoot. That's totally crazy. So that'll always be my favorite Tupac, because he went from being just a knucklehead to a crazy dude. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, trying to kill all his friends.
Remember when he's hugging the sister at the wake too? Like, he just
Looking
has
all
that.
demented. Yeah,
Yeah, he has that crazy look in his face when he's like, dude, you're at the wake eating food, telling the mom, like, oh, we'll find the killer or all this stuff. And then, Q's looking at him like, dude, like, I do not want to be here. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Any other favorite moments of his that you like?
uh,
Whether it was an
well,
interview or him goofing around or, you know what I mean?
I mean, I forgot, there was that one interview I forgot which one it was. They were like in his trailer, I think. And there was like a whole bunch of condoms everywhere. You used and unused, Like it
Ew.
was just hella crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, just the fact that he wasn't afraid to say like I love women.
Oh,
Without
definitely
saying
not.
it, without saying it, I love women. Like it's just all over the place. You could see it.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, what about you, Joff? Is there a favorite? Are there any other favorite moments, or what was your favorite version of Pac?
Fucking birdie, dog.
Oh, above the rim.
I heard you a Hoya now. Forget. You still playing for me.
his,
This
by
ain't
the way,
this ain't nutso.
probably his best wardrobe. By the way,
yeah,
his clothes in that movie was amazing. Like his camo, all that, right?
It's weird how he knew how to dress East Coast. Like, and you think of him as the Bay Area rapper, but people forget that he's from the East Coast.
Yeah.
And it just looks like he looks so East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, just the way he wore his bubble jackets. There's so many outfits there that I try to emulate. You know what I mean? I remember there's that one scene where he's wearing the tan vest, at the cemetery. You know what I mean? So I went and got a tan vest. You know what I mean? And that was like my eighth grade year, going into my freshman year or something like that. Like I remember getting a tan vest. Shout out Kai May Abale. How are you, Fritzy? How are you? Make sure you're following everybody here, though. Ron, Sara, Ninja Iceberg, Jay Jericho, Jofsimus Prime, SM Rumor, and myself. This is a Hub 408, episode 85. We're talking about the great Tupac Shakur right now. So, yeah, Joff, any other favorite moments of his? You were talking about Birdie, though, from Above the Rim. Any other ones?
Yeah, birdie. And this as one of the interviews, he was. I think they're talking about how why rap is or hip or yeah rap was like the lyrics were getting violent or yeah the music is getting violent, and he explained like because rap is kind of like talking about how they're living that you know their social economic situation and all that stuff, what's happening in the community. And he was saying yeah we started singing like when he was like singing like some polite stuff like oh can we have some food blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and then it progressed like I'm kicking in the door like
yeah,
with
picking
my
the lock.
fofo
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
yeah picking yeah it's like that's because nobody was listening to us. That's why it's sounding violent because after a while of like asking nicely, saying please, and still not being listened to, sometimes now you gotta shout, you gotta say some violent shit. So yeah, that always stuck to me. Something like, yeah, he's right, dude.
Mm.
It's like, you know, you ask nicely, and then if you keep getting ignored, at some point, you're just gonna get frustrated, and you're gonna have to find a different way to get what you want or get what you were asking for in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Great moments right there. What about you, Steve? Any moments from Tupac's life that stuck out? And also what was a favorite version of Tupac that you enjoyed?
I mean, like to circle back to what Waldo was saying, like, it was just a constant every day. Tupac was always on the radio. He was one of his movies being played on TV. It's like Tupac was with us. Like that was a wild time, dude. Right? Like
Yup.
Tupac in the '90s, growing up, like mid '90s, going into late '90s. That was a wild time. Like we're coming off the LA riots. Like these are things that like I think of Tupac and I think of the 90s of like things that are happening, events that took place. So like the LA riots, Rodney King riots, and then come like first of all Rodney King, and then you come to think of like shoot uh, the O.J. Simpson trial, and then the East Coast West Coast beef, pop. Like not, it wasn't just Biggie and Tupac. Like you had other rappers involved. You know, like Snoop Dogg's New York, New York. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. Like to think about being into the whole immersed in the 90s where like all this stuff was happening. Like hell, dude. And we were all in high school, even like in our late teens, early 20s, just trying to figure out life. And like, you know, Tupac was always a constant. So like that's what represent like that's part of the soundtrack of my 90s. You know what I mean? Like Tupac songs, any of them that were created at that time were being played on the radio. Or they
Definitely.
got a lot of airplay, a lot of music videos, you know? Like, damn, dude. Like, seriously. I never got tired of it. I never got tired of Tupac. It's just, like Waldo said, it was always a constant. It was there. And to me, I expected that type of energy about Tupac everywhere else in the world. Apparently not. But we're from the Bay Area, so we celebrate Tupac a bit more, you know?
Most definitely.
Like, it's crazy to, dude, Poetic Justice just came on the radio, on VH1. Bro, tell me how a postal worker is going from LA back to Oakland on a road trip with 3 other guys. Like, dude, Chicago, his homie Chicago with the brush. He's like always, and then
Joe Torre. Was that Joe Torre in there? Is that Joe Torre?
Yeah, it was Joe
Yeah.
Torre, I think. Yeah.
and then Justice's friend, what's her name? Like
Oh, Regina King. The great Regina King, dude.
Bro,
Crazy to see where she's at now.
introducing us to gin and juice. Like they go to the liquor store, get some water guns, whatever. But then they go back in the back of the postal truck, and she tells him to, hey, drink some more off of this top, and then she downs it with gin, with London gin. I was like, ew, into the juice and that lemonade, and then she just down it right before they go to the picnic. And then they have like a good time. She gets so faded, she's hitting on another guy. Chicago gets mad, and then it's a good the picnic scene, when the aunts and the grandmothers are talking about how they think, look at them, they think they're all grown up. They're still kids. Look at the way they walk. Look at the way that she's dressed. And that's not his man. Look at when she walks up to him, and oh yeah. And then Janet Jackson gets wind of it and hears that little conversation with the grandma and the aunt talking shit about us. And like, man, like you can relate, right? Like that's like a Filipino party, pretty much, right? Like the aunties and the moms are just talking shit about, you know what? They're still kids, man. They still don't know when to grow up. They think they got it figured out. And then you do some dumb shit where Chicago comes up and starts to want to fight that dude because he's flirting with Regina King. And then all of a sudden Janet's in there, Justice trying to pull everybody away. And then here's Lucky fucking Lucky Tupac downing his Miller Lite and slamming dominoes, and then come running after pulling Chicago from that little man. That was relive that picnic scene, dude. Relive that picnic scene in Poetic Justice. That's a fun scene. Like that entire scene of that movie is
Yeah,
cool.
as you were saying that, I pictured the entire thing in my head right now, dude. I
Did
think,
you really?
yeah,
Like kind of just like portray the whole thing. Like, yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy.
You told half the movie.
No, that's not even half the movie. That's just the picnic scene.
Oh my god. No, great movie though. Great movie. I was gonna
You
say I,
know,
I I was gonna say I had recently saw the Punani scene where she's like, oh,
Uh,
this guy, you know what I mean in the beginning.
in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, the beginning scene. That's one of my favorite scenes too. I actually wanted to. I should have gave it to Bestie there to put on to put a clip of on you, but maybe we could do that at a different time. I was gonna say for me, man, there's just so many different versions of Pac. You know, I like all the bad ones too. I like the one where he's coming out and spitting everywhere in the Detroit Red Wings. That's become a very favorite cosplay of a lot of people. They will wear the red bandana, the Red Wings jersey, and just spit everywhere and say, "This is my new style. This is my new style." Well, like Mo Preem, I love how Mo Preem was like, "Come on, Pac, come on, Pac." You know, they're just trying to get him inside the van. And he's like, "It's my new style. It's my new style." And then, like, when he gets in the van, he's like, "Have a good summer, motherfucker." You know, he says all that stuff. Like, he talks a smack. Um, there's another version of Pac that I like where he's walking with John Singleton down the street, and he sees a little kid just standing hella hard, just staring at him. And Pac's like, "What's up? What you gonna do?" You know what I mean? Like talking to and this is a baby. This is like 3 years old. And the baby's just not even like the hardest baby ever, just staring, mugging Pac, not even like crying, no nothing. And like Pac's like, see, this is his block. That's why, we're on his block. That's why, like he's joking. I mean, this is him joking with the kids. So that footage is amazing. It's just, and he kind of goes along with it too, where like he's gonna rush the kid, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. So. Um, there's another moment I like where he's happens to be wearing the Shaquille O'Neal jersey. And it's the practice looking hard video with E40. But there's a video of him where he talks about how to roll a blunt, which predates a lot of other people like Redman and all those guys. So he's saying, hey, this is how you roll a blunt. You got to use your fingernails to break apart the blunt, this and that. So like that was always a favorite of mine. I like how Joffrey though brought up a birdie, above the rim. Probably one of the greatest soundtracks ever. You know what I mean? Also, probably one of the
Oh yeah,
best
for
B
sure.
sides. Tupac had he had a pretty good B side collection, of course, even after his death. But that song Pain, that song Pain is amazing. Loyal to the Game, another song on there, the original version of Loyal to the Game, because I believe after he had died, they put out a version of Loyal to the Game with him and Biggie that like Eminem produced. I wasn't really fucking with that album like that, but there was that, and again, there was just so many songs on that album. I had the SWV, anything, which is one of my favorite, R&B songs. Shout out to Kyrie Light. I see you down there in the bottom. Shout out to Teen Creatures 123. Thart. I hope you guys are doing good. This is a Hub 408, episode 85. We're just showing love to Tupac Shakur. He turned 50 this week, so we're gonna be wrapping up this segment. But I was gonna say, when it comes to Pac, still an inspiration. Joff said we were just in his rap phase. I think, we could do another hour, 2 hours on this guy, but I think he would have been in the position of what a lot of people are now, or maybe would have been way different. I don't know if the trajectory of Jay-Z would have ever happened. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have seen what Pac would have thought about 9/11. There's so many different things that, like, or a lot of people are like, yo, this guy was going to enter politics at some point. So what if
he
he
had beef with
became that?
Bob Dole, bro. He had beef with Bob Dole.
So I'm just saying, like, you know, how we were talking about these people being like, is this so far fetched? You know, we had Trump as president, but
No.
we had somebody like, say, Kanye running for president.
You think you could have seen Tupac either run for mayor or run for
Bigger, because they told him while he was in prison, he goes, we have an entire, like, these people would be behind. Think about that. Think about that real quick. The black movement, if he was still around and all that stuff.
Black Lives Matters? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not talking about Black Lives Matters. I'm just talking about how many black folks would have supported him if
Yeah.
he had political aspirations. You know what I mean? Like, Jay-Z's over here trying to own liquor, and nothing wrong with that liquor. All, you know, Live Nation, Rock Nation, all this other stuff. You know, but I'm thinking Baby Pac would have also took it to that level, but also other levels though too. Like wherever Kanye wanted to go, maybe that would have been Pac. And not only that, you know how much Kanye is
Pac,
inspired by somebody like Pac too, of course.
Pac,
Go ahead,
Pac
Joff.
would have owned Hennessy. He would have
He
owned
probably.
Hennessy,
You think he would have owned Hennessy? He would have been a partner
At
for
least
sure.
like, yeah, it's like a majority owner of a Hennessy, maybe 40%. I don't know, but
Shit,
he
how much
definitely would
people
have
he
had
got on
Hennessy stock.
Hennessy? For sure, for sure. He was a billboard for that shit. Yeah, Jay, do you have a comment?
Oh no, I mean, like his, like you know, his hate for Pete Wilson was deep.
Yes, he
Dude,
would put that shit in his songs. He would say "fuck Pete
yeah, and
Wilson." Yes.
it's hella crazy. It's like whether if it was in his songs or his interviews or whatever, his hate for Pete Wilson was crazy. And the fact that he did that, I think he would have became governor of California easily. Easily.
He was going after really heavyweights back
Yeah.
then. Like he was going after Bob Dole, C. Dolores Tucker from the NAACP. You know, there was just so many, like, you know, facets to this dude that he could get on the level of, like, and he'll tell you why. You know,
Yeah.
he'll tell you why, not just saying, "Oh, fuck these white folks" or anything like that. He would tell you why, first of all.
Yeah. He always has a why. That's the awesome thing about it. He always has a why. Whether he hates you or he likes you, he'll always have a why for it.
Bill Clinton, Mr. Bob Dole, you too old to understand the way the game's told. You lame, so I gotta hit you with the hot tracks. I don't know why he would want to give Bill Clinton and Bob Dole a hot track. You know what I mean? But I was gonna say, you know, much love to this dude. It's crazy that this dude, man, this dude's 50 years old. You know what could have been. You know, he died when he was what, 27, right? He's part of the 27 club, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you think about it too, us being, well, a majority of us here being, you know, close to 40s, in our 40s, past 40s, but it seemed like 27, 28, 29. You're so young. You're so young. Even at 30 years old. I feel like even just these last couple of years, I just started getting a hold of what adulthood is like and all that stuff. And sometimes I still don't feel like an adult, depending on some of the things that But how young was this guy when he left? He got to do a lot. He got to do a lot that so many people didn't get to do. Yes, he was a movie star. Yes, he might have been in bad movies that nobody really cared about also. But he got to do his craft. He got to do his thing. But man, he was a kid when he left us. He was a baby when he left. You know. I talk about you know, and I know this is just some, you know, different stuff, but I'd be like, yo, I don't want to date anybody under 30. You know, because of maturity levels now and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, the guy was young, Steve, 27.
Yeah.
I got married when I was 28, thinking that I knew it all, thinking that it was the end of the world, that I got to close down my life and get married and all that stuff. And this dude didn't even, he got married in jail. I believe he did have a marriage to the elder Quincy Jones' sister, Kadada Jones, I believe. He was married to Kadada for a little bit. But like, he didn't get to experience his 30s, and he didn't get to experience his 40s and getting into his 50s. Oh, they were just engaged? Got you. There you go. Hi, Florida too. ¿Cómo está? But I was gonna say, yeah, to see where this guy could have been in, of course, one of the greatest what ifs, and also, he left us when he was 27, and he's 50 now, and they still can't, or they still won't let us know the real deal about this guy, about you know, who really did it and all that stuff. So yeah, I was gonna say, guys, this is
He's
episode
still alive, dog.
85.
He's in the Dominican Republic.
Is he?
He's
You
over
believe
there.
that?
He's over there, the DR, dog, chilling.
Okay, he's in the DR. What about you, Steve?
I
You
don't
think
know.
homie's still around?
He could be a Dominican right now, collecting the royalties from the Poetic Justice that I just watched on VH1. So he can still be alive, man.
What about you, Jay?
I don't know.
That was no
He could
hologram
be.
in Coachella.
That wasn't a hologram?
It
That
was
wasn't a
uh
hologram in
it was a
Coachella
live projection from
from where he was at.
wherever he's at.
Yeah.
Remember when he came out and he was like, Coachella? What's that? I was like, he's never said the words Coachella. Wait, how'd they do that?
Yeah, that tripped me out too. And that was when smartphones was just coming out too. And I was like, is my phone working? Is that Tupac? I was like, good editing. Whoever did this to edit Tupac into Coachella, this is dope. And I was like, oh shit, this is real.
And then people started using that technology for the wrong reasons too after. Like, okay. We don't need any more of that. What about you, Ninja? Is he dead and gone, but not forgotten, or is he out hiding somewhere?
I mean, he's reached that status of, you know, I a conspiracy theory of still
Yes.
alive, of
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. So whether or not he's alive or dead is kind of irrelevant. He's reached that. Um, he's reached that state of he's everything and nothing, right? He's alive and dead. So
Hmm.
I don't really. It doesn't matter. You know, it's it's irrelevant. I say.
I was gonna say, of course, he's very much alive in music. If you happen to be playing it, so if you guys happen to be just coming across his music right now, which is kind of crazy, um, yeah, enjoy yourself some Pac, and yeah. So I was gonna say, guys, again, this is a Hub 408 episode 85. We are going though into Father's Day weekend. We're gonna be talking about some dads real quick though. Um, we lost Steve. I don't know if he'll be able to join us again, but hopefully he'll be able to join us. I don't know if his phone just died or if, but I was going to say, we wanted to talk about, though, are we showing love to bad dads? Is that what we're doing? So horrible, horrible dads. There's a lot of horrible dads out there, right, guys? And
Yeah.
we're gonna highlight some of those dads here. Now, to all you down there in the comments, it might be your dad. It might be your
It
dad.
it might be your girlfriend's dad.
It might be your girlfriend's dad, but you might, your girlfriend's dad.
That's scary.
Oh
Yeah,
man, but
maybe
yeah,
you think that he's a terrible father
or your
for
boyfriend's
whatever
dad,
reason.
right? Your boyfriend or your partner's dad, or all I'm saying is we're gonna be talking about some horrible dads. So again, if it happens to be your dad, let us know in the comments.
If it's your dad,
Horrible.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if it's your dad, I'm sorry. You know, and I was gonna say, um, and to you guys watching it, it also you might be the horrible dad, right? Self awareness, Jay, Ninja, Thick Rick, right? Self awareness. You might be the bad dad. So let us know. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk to you guys down there. If you're going through it, hey, we're here to
Help you out.
yeah, we'll help you out. So let's start with wait, who actually wants to start this off with with some bad dads?
Sure, I
All
can do
right,
it.
all right, go ahead, Ninja.
The ultimate worst fictional father,
Okay, here we
Darth
go.
Vader. Darth Vader. Easy. Easy. The worst father in all of pop culture.
Okay,
Terrible, terrible dad.
even though we might know, care to give some points?
Of why Darth Vader is a terrible father.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Well, I mean, the guy turned to the dark side. You know, uh, he helped the Emperor subjugate. I don't know how many millions, maybe even trillions of life forms across the galaxy. Oppressed many people. Uh, Also was a deadbeat dad because he was never around. You can blame Pat. I
Wait.
mean, I guess you can blame other people
Yeah,
for him being hidden. But
yeah, they took his
look,
kids. They
look,
took his
Princess
kids.
Leia
He didn't
wasn't
know.
hidden. Princess Leia
He
wasn't
didn't know.
hidden. He was
He didn't
straight.
know
She's
that was his
straight.
kid.
Yeah, that dude is strong in the Force. He could have used some
That's true
Force powers
too.
to be like, "Yo,
Yeah,
wait, hold on. I think that's my kid." You
yeah.
know, but he never did that. If he really wanted, dude, Luke Skywalker didn't even hide his name. Okay, he could have found out exactly where Luke Skywalker was. His name was Luke Skywalker. He was hanging out with Owen and Beru, who were his step brother. I can't even remember. It's step brother, step half brother, or something like that, right?
Half brother, half brother.
Right.
Yeah, half
So
brother.
Okay.
Hey,
that's all I'm
you
saying,
didn't know, dog.
right? Owen and Beru took in Luke Skywalker. How many Skywalkers are there in
Hey,
this entire galaxy?
yeah.
All I'm saying
Hey,
is,
man.
if Darth Vader wanted to find his kid, he could have. He didn't.
Skywalker could
Terrible
be the
father.
equivalent of Smith in
Smith.
Star Wars Galaxy.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing: of all the expanded universe materials, I've never seen another person with a Skywalker name. Never. So it's not common. It's not a common name. All I'm saying, it's not a common name. It
Great
would have
point,
helped the
actually.
movie. So yeah, terrible father. Left his two kids to. I mean, okay, again, his two kids were
Hmm.
hidden from him, but this dude is one of the most powerful force users in the entire galaxy. If he really wanted to, he would have found them. I
He
don't blame Obi
got
Wan.
got
Don't
caught up
blame
with work, dog.
Yoda. Don't
The
blame.
Emperor,
Oh, that's exactly, exactly.
the,
He
the
was
Emperor
too
made him work,
focused
dog.
on work. Too focused on work. Too busy being a fascist to go. Hey, let's throw a ball around, Luke.
Somebody,
Hey,
you know,
here's how you use a training bra, Leia. He could have done all of that. He didn't. Why? Because he's a fascist. Boom. Terrible father.
Jay, what about you? I know Darth
I
Vader might have been on a lot of people's list, but
I
what
got
about
one.
you? What about you, Jay?
For sure, a close second. I think Waldo would agree with me. Peter Griffin is one of the worst fictional fathers ever.
Oh man, that guy.
The the guy
Yeah,
with
yeah,
with
yeah.
no common sense whatsoever. His hate for his daughter's looks. He does the most stupidest things in every episode that you watch. He fights a freaking chicken instead of taking care of his kids.
By the way, real quick, I just want to give a birthday shout out to Gab DeGamo down there. He is a huge supporter of the Elite X of the Hub 408. Happy birthday, Gab. I hope you're having a great day. You know, I hope you're enjoying your day. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Jay.
I mean, let's just say he just doesn't take care of his kids. Period. He'd rather go. He'd rather go do the most non-essential, most idiotic thing than take care of his kids. So if I were to pick anybody at second place next to Vader, it would be Peter Griffin, as most was one of the worst fictional fathers ever.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Definitely up there.
I was gonna say, what about you, Joff? Who's a bad dad out there?
Oh shit, for sure Han Solo. He left his kid. He's like, oh, my kid has bad tendencies. Let's get out of here, Chewie.
Yeah, there's definitely a
Do some.
theme in Star Wars. Definitely a theme.
Let's do some pirate shit. I mean, come on, man. Like, oh,
Han Solo left
he
his
has,
kid, right, to go do
yeah,
some to go move
yeah, he
spice.
has. Oh, he has a little bit of Vader in him. Good luck, Luke. Like, dude, come on, man. Luke trying to
Okay,
be a good
I got
uncle.
you.
It's not his fault. Freaking Han's a bad dad. Straight up left.
Hi to Akil down there, or hi to all. Okay, I'm sorry. Beverly, is that Beverly right there? Hi, how are you? Hi to Debbie D. Hello also to GLN Smith. What up to Krishna? We're just talking about bad dads. All right, guys. You know, shout out to all the fathers out there, but we're talking about bad fictional dads. So if you guys down there in the comments would like to talk about bad fictional dads, let us know out there in the comments. So yeah, Joff, go ahead. You know, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, no, that's just Han, dude. Just gave up. Gave up on his kid, and he had the nerve. He had the nerve to try to like. He deserved to get stabbed.
By his own son.
Yeah, he
Yes,
deserved
for
that
not
shit.
being there. For not being there.
Yeah, fucking Uncle Chewie shot him too. Fucking dick.
You didn't like the fact that Uncle Chewie shot him. No, you didn't
Uncle
enjoy
Chewie,
that.
Uncle Chewie shot him.
Chewie was in shock. Uncle
but
Chewie was in shock.
well, no. Here's the thing, though. You know, you got to give it up to Chewie. He's ride or die with Han Solo. You know,
Dude,
he's ride or
Han
die.
chose him over his own son. You got to.
Yeah, he does have a life debt, right? A Wookiee life debt
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's true. But fucking Uncle Chewie, dude, what a dick.
Dick move.
Same. Ben should have needs to know his place.
He should stop taking his shirt off in front of women.
He did do that, didn't he?
It was a psychic projection, dude. They weren't even in the same room.
Exactly. She saw it.
Well, how? Like, well, it was Ray's fault, dude. He just fucking connected without checking if.
The longing, huh?
Yeah, if he was dressed, he just like force connected.
She had the longing, huh?
Yeah.
And I like how he came through with the, like he was wearing something to where like he's not showing his belly button, so it looked like he had a short upper torso, right?
Yeah.
Right? Did you? It looked like
Yeah,
like
it was super weird because it was like up to here, like he had high waters on or something.
yeah,
It was
it's like when
very
you're a
odd.
kid and you put your sweats up to here. You're just
Mhm.
running around the house like, oh my god.
Yep.
Ako lang to, guys. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Welcome to Kumu. Make sure you're following Jay Jericho, Ninja Iceberg, Jopsimus Prime, myself, Ron Sara, and also SM Rumor. Hopefully, SM Rumor gets back to us. I know that he just dropped out, so hopefully he gets back to us. But I was going to say, we're talking about bad dads, bad fictional dads. Okay. Um, hmm, who's a bad dad to me? Um, this was kind of tough when Jason brought this one up because I couldn't really think of like who's a bad fictional dad. But okay, This person happens to be from a book, the Book of Job. All right, he he gave up his kids. He gave up his kids for his faith. Not to say that this is a good or bad choice, and it's tough choice. He said, give up your kids, if you truly love me and stuff. So he took life into his own hand. The life he birthed. He also took it away. So I don't know. Jason, you got a comment on that one, Jay?
No, I'm not gonna say it. That's all bad, man. I can't.
No, I mean, if you had a true comment.
Nah, man.
Nah.
I know for sure. If Mono Manny was in the stream, he'd hella get mad at us for saying it. So no, I'm not gonna say it. No.
Okay. Well, for me, I can only care what Manong James says. So I think I'm okay. What about you, Ninja? The Book of Job. Job, good dad, bad dad. What's up? What do you think? Because you reacted first too. You kind of laughed at that.
Hey man, the Bible has a ton of parents who probably wouldn't be winning Parent of the Year. So it's a
Correct.
different time. It's a different
Correct.
time.
One of my favorite stories, by the way. One of my favorite. I mean, it's you can learn a lot of lessons from that. So yeah. What about you, Jeff? What do you think about my choice? Book of Job. Job as a dad.
I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, like, it's wait. You said it itself. Who sacrifices their kids, man? It's kind of a dick move, to be
Almost Vader-esque,
like,
right? I mean, it's up there with the Vaders, with the Peter Griffins, right?
but
What's
Wait,
up,
is it
Charlie?
Job? It's
Job,
Abraham, isn't it? It's Abraham, isn't it? Abraham.
Yeah, it's one of those too.
yeah,
He's one of those.
but like he didn't even bargain too. He just said yes right away, no questions
Yes,
asked and shit.
yes.
No, I'll be like, look, I mean, you just like talk like I'm sure God's pretty reasonable. Like I will raise them in your name. Like we have a long lineage. Like if I sacrifice them to you now, then you ain't got no more good followers. I'm gonna raise them to be good God fearing men. So it would like the fate would kind of spread. You know what I mean? But you sacrifice. It's like so wrong. It's kind of a bad business move. To be honest.
But supposedly he would,
Can't
get all
can't
these other
propagate the
things.
faith. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So
Hi,
yeah,
Tita Cheryl. Shout out to our Tita Cheryl down there at the bottom. How are you? Tita Cheryl, thank you so much for coming through. We're actually we're doing a very spicy discussion right now. We're actually talking about bad dads. Actually bad fictional dads. But I was gonna say Jay Jericho. Who's another
oh,
bad fictional?
you're saying Job's fiction, dog?
No,
Saying the
he's not
Bible's
fiction.
fiction?
No, it's not. It's not. All I'm
To
saying
some,
is like there's
Uh,
stories. Not
oh,
all
okay.
stories in the Bible are
Yeah.
good.
No, I'm
But you learn lessons from there. Is what we're
yeah.
saying. You learn the
I'm
lessons
just
from it.
messing. Yeah.
Hi, Tita Cheryl. How are you? Oh, and Tita Cheryl saying Happy Father's Day to us. I am a father, so thank you so much, Tita Cheryl. Joffsum is Prime here, aka Thick Rick. He's a father here, and SM Rumors somewhere here. I don't know what had happened. He fell into some
I
type
know
of
they ain't they
portal.
ain't they ain't pull out gang. These
No, he's
fucking
not.
fathers ain't no pull out
Yes,
gang.
yes, yes, yes. But I was gonna say, Jay Jericho. What about you? Is there any other another bad dad out there? Who's another bad dad out there?
oh man, you gotta go fictional. Al Bundy, dog.
He's
From
an awesome
Married with
dad.
Children. Al
Yeah,
Bundy from.
I don't have to.
Okay.
I don't have to explain myself. If you've seen that show,
I
you know what I'm
mean, I
talking about.
mean, that dude threw 4 touchdowns in a single
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, yeah.
How bad can he be? Like, how
Oh my
bad
god.
is he really?
That's all he got. That's all he got. I've been a witness to a running back scoring 6 touchdowns on my team by himself. So
Oh man, here we go. All right.
that's what I'm saying. He beat Al Bundy, dog. Al Bundy, candidate for worst father of the year too.
He tried, didn't he? No? Would he try with the who's that? Bud and Kelly?
He tried when they were younger, but when they got older, he just stopped giving them.
Oh, he stopped caring. Okay. I was gonna say Homer Simpson is actually not a bad dad. He's a good. He tries. Correct, guys.
Yeah,
He's one of those TV
he's just
dads that
dumb.
try.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
He
He
tries.
tries though.
He means well. But he's
He
dumb.
means
Yeah.
well. Yes. But he tries. He's not as bad as who Jay said earlier. Peter Griffin. Not as
Yeah,
bad.
he's terrible. Yeah, he's actually terrible.
Horrible. Horrible. I was gonna say who. What about some movie dad? Are there any who else maybe in cinema? It's kind of. Oh, you know who I thought about because we're kind of talking about religion here. At first, you thought he was kind of a bad dad, but remember the movie Frailty?
Yeah.
Was that
Bill Paxton.
Bill
That's Bill
Paxton?
Paxton. Yeah.
Man, what an amazing movie! Hi, Tita Cheryl. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the Father's Day and we appreciate you, Tita Cheryl.
Frank
Please
Calvert.
follow our Tita Cheryl down there too. The mother of Kumu. You know what I mean? So shout out to Tita Cheryl for coming through. But I was gonna say the movie Frailty. Again, a movie rooted in you know, uh, like Catholicism, Christianity, and all that stuff. At first, you think he's a bad dad, right? That's the thing. I mean, spoiler alert. But at first, you think he's a bad dad. But Bill Paxton played that crazy dad, so making his kids do things, and you thought, man, this is the most horrible parent. You know, this is the most horrible parent. And then when maybe a better twist than an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Because M. Night's kind of known for his like, oh my God, it was that guy all along, or it was this guy all along. So when you get to the end of Frailty, you're like, dude, I spent 90 minutes thinking this guy was a bad dad when he was not. You know what I mean? So I was gonna say, I'll maybe put him up there, for almost the completion of the film. But I was gonna say, yeah. Any other bad dads out there? Who else?
Odin.
Jay.
Odin's a bad dad.
Odin?
Yeah, Odin.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Joff. Why do you think Odin's a bad dad? Or if you guys have any thoughts. But yeah, Joff, let's start with you first. Why Odin?
Because he's a liar, dog. Fucking lied to his 2 sons. Lied to Loki. Didn't say he was adopted. You know. So kind of. He didn't really favor Thor. He's just he's just not truthful. Didn't tell him they have a sister. You know what I mean?
Like a lot of dads do that, right? They don't tell you. They don't tell you. They don't tell you. You're
Yeah,
adopted.
exactly.
They don't tell you you got a sister, right? Dads do that, right?
You're an old man and a fool.
Dude, when he said that line, guys, I got goosebumps and shit when he said that line. You are an old man and a fool, yeah. I felt that shit. Yeah.
I cast you out. But he didn't want to leave his son powerless, so he just put a spell on the hammer. So
Do you think it was a kind of a jerk move of him too? Hold on, Jay. I see you had a point, but did you also think it was a jerkhead move of Odin that right before he's gonna die, he's gonna take you to the place where it should have been, and not only that, you're about to get your ass kicked by. It's like he led him to an ass kicking. Like, all right, I'm about to die and leave. So, by the way, you're about to get your ass kicked in about 5 minutes. So I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, kind of a could have been
I
sweeter
feel my
about it.
sentence, and then he just like, and then he bounced.
Yeah, he snapped himself, I believe. But what about you, Jay? Did you have a comment?
Oh no, I just it could also be like your offspring making you into a bad father. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
talk about that.
I
Okay,
think
talk about that.
so if my example would be Dale Doback making his dad crazy and step brothers.
Where you turn into the villain.
Yeah. And then he starts to favor someone else's kid, which is hella crazy.
Hey,
So
Bazooka, how are you?
so that's my take,
What up,
uh
Joe?
like
What up, butards?
your
What up,
kid
Yuna?
turning you into the bad father. So yeah, I take stepfather or stepbrothers as an example of that when Dale.
Awesome. Shout out to Assassin Thesis. Shout out to Annalyn also, that's joining us on the Kumu side of things. I hope you guys are doing good. Again, this is episode 85. We're talking about bad dads, guys. Go ahead, Joff.
Jesus Shuttlesworth's dad.
Well, he killed his mom. Spoiler alert.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
Uh,
But yes, a horrible dad. He tried to make amends, right? But he did kill you know, his wife accidentally. Tried to make amends. Try to be a good dad. Try to write letters, but Jesus then never took those letters in or anything like that. But okay, I'll take a case for that bad dad right there. Okay. Ninja, what about you? Any other bad dads on your list?
Yeah, Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. He's a terrible dad and he's a terrible granddad. Uh, he
That's
disappears from his daughter's life for a very long time. For some reason, they never explained why. He comes back and tries to basically get back into her life and tries to run her life and her family. Basically, takes Morty on all these different adventures that puts him in life-threatening situations. Takes him out of school and teaches him things that are probably not the best things in the world. Insanely selfish, very toxic individual. God complex. Um, yeah, yeah, he's not a good person. I mean, they even had a therapy session with him, and you find out that he's just a terrible, terrible person in general. So, yeah, Rick Sanchez, guys, Father of the Year.
I was gonna say, if anybody down there in the comments section, whether on Facebook, YouTube, any of our other platforms, or Kumu, if you guys have any bad dads, we want to see sa mga fictional, settings, baka sa mga ibang stories, comic books too. A lot of bad comic, I was gonna say in comic books, a lot of bad dads there too. So
Bobby's dad.
Oh, Liana said on Facebook, Frank Gallagher from Shameless. That's a bad dad right there for
mm,
sure.
Definitely, definitely terrible.
and I believe that series just ended too, right? So you kind of see his arc too with kind of what happened to him and stuff, his trajectory, So um, I'm trying to think in cinema what were some really really bad. Oh, Kevin Spacey from American Beauty. That dad.
I think
The dad from American History X.
There you go. That's a pretty bad. That's a horrible dad. All right. Who are some other horrible dads? Uh,
Um,
what about Dr. Frankenstein? Is that is he considered a
A cinematic bad dad or a book
yeah
bad dad?
or
He's a,
both?
it's a
Like he's
novel. It's a
a
book bad dad. I don't know.
okay
It's an adaptation.
okay.
Adaptation.
Does he count as a dad? Would that count as a dad?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Hmm. I mean, you only unleash a monster onto the world. That was almost gonna, you know, uh, I don't know, sit.
I mean, was he really a monster or was he just misunderstood? I mean, people were attacking him and he
Mm,
had no choice but to attack back, right? And then he
mm.
disappears into the wilds to get away from it all. I mean, he didn't really want to, you know, be a monster, so he left. So is he really a monster? Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
He's made out of dead body parts. I mean,
That's not his
it's,
fault.
it's
That's
pretty
not his fault.
true.
That's his
true.
creator's fault. His creator decided, hey, I want to make
His dad, yeah.
a golem out of dead human flesh, and boom, there he goes. It's not his fault. He didn't ask to be born.
Hank Pym.
Hmm.
Hank
He's
Pym
a
from Ant-Man.
he,
Yep.
he is pretty terrible, but I don't know if he's like terrible, right? Because his
Shut
daughter still
down,
turns out amazing.
but that not because of him.
Not because of him, sure, no,
Yeah.
100%. But I mean, I don't think he's. I don't know if he's necessarily like a bad dad, right? Dora the Explorer's dad. Ooh,
That's
oh, I like that one. That's a good one.
That's a hot take right there. Okay. Um.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Who? Why would you let your
Or
daughter fucking?
mom. I mean, shouldn't.
But
I mean, unless
or
is her mom dead? I don't really know. Like,
But let's put
why
this on the
why
dad. Let's put this on.
why just
Everyone
yeah
put stuff on the mom.
why
So let's
put it
put it
on the
on the
dad?
dad.
I'm just saying it's on both.
How
It's on
about
both.
Tywin Lannister?
uh, no,
Is
it's
he a
not.
terrible
Well,
dad? I
no.
think I
Yeah.
think everyone I think everyone's just terrible in that show, right? I mean
Yeah.
that's just normal, not
Hey,
terrible.
it's not his fault. His kids starts fucking each other.
But he defended it.
Yeah, isn't it though? If you
He
raise
he
two kids and they start
he
banging
was
each other,
just
isn't that kind of your
he was
fault?
just
That's
he was
And
kind
a
of your
little
fault.
person
he was
too.
Yeah.
Don't forget the way he treated his little
he
son,
was horrible to
His little
Tyrion.
his
He was
littlest
horrible
son.
to Tyrion. He was horrible to Tyrion. That's true.
His
My other
littlest son didn't deserve any of that.
my other one is Red Foreman from that '70s show. Always treated Eric, his son, like shit. And in his past life, he killed Alex Murphy. So yeah, bad father.
I mean, isn't it because Eric Foreman is a terrible person in general? I mean,
Oh wait, so does that mean then the worst dad ever used to be America's dad? And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Bill
Doctor.
Cosby.
Yeah, Doctor Cosby.
There's this one
Hey,
clip.
put
There's
some
this one clip
respect
where he
on his
talks
name,
about the barbecue
Doctor.
sauce. Have you guys seen that clip where he talks about the barbecue sauce and about how like once you taste this barbecue sauce you'll get dizzy and you'll want to go to bed and all this like it's so bad, dude. Like the way like he's telling
Hey,
Felicia Rashad and I'm like, all right, calm down, So all I'm saying was while we were here praising him, he was being a predator,
that's how he got
doing
away with it.
predatorial things. Not a great dad.
Dr.
Dr.
Cosby.
Cosby. Dr. Cosby. Ah, he's okay. You know, he's all right. All right. Anyways, guys, this is a Hub 408. I hope you guys are doing good. Um, again, please follow Ninja Iceberg, Jay Jericho, Ron Sara, Thick Rick, aka Jofsimus Prime, down there, SM Rumor. Um, we're so happy to have done this show for you guys. Again, this is our first time doing this on all multiple platforms tonight, so we're super excited that you guys have came by and showed us some love. I was gonna say we're headed off into the weekend though, so I hope you guys try to stay cool and stuff like that. I was gonna say. Um, Earlier this week, we're going to wrap things up in a bit, but I was going to say earlier this week, I love that I got to saw finally my man here, Jopsimus Prime, doing his Mr. Tootsie's art load. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys are following Jopsimus Prime too. He's going to be doing more content for you guys, right, Joff? You're going to be kind of streaming more frequently now, right?
I am.
Oh, come on, see. Sometimes,
I
sometimes you got to tell the guys like, yeah, might as well. Well, hopefully we see more of your stuff though, Jeff.
yeah. You know, yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Jeff. I was gonna say, Jay, was there anything that you wanted to say before
Uh,
we get up out of here though, Jay? Anything that you wanted
Uh,
to push?
yeah, I think this Sunday on my Kumu profile, J_Jericho, we're having another episode of the Spread Circle, episode 5.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about our favorite managers and valets. Also, another topic that we could also include is best father, son, or daughter uh, wrestling, you know, wrestling like lineage. So we could do that too for Father's Day as well. So I mean, yeah. And I wish Steve was here because I had a dad joke for him, but he took off. So
I was gonna say Ninja Iceberg. What about you? Was there anything you wanted to plug, or anything that you wanted to say before we get up out of here?
No, just tune in every Monday and Friday, 9:30 Pacific, to the Hub 408. You can have and listen to us talk about dumb shit.
Speaking speaking of dumb stuff, right? Not all of our stuff is dumb here. All right, not all of our stuff is dumb here on the Hub 408, but just like what Ninja had said, you can join us on Mondays and Fridays. Fridays we do more the dumb, funny, cool stuff. I meant on Fridays, but on Mondays we do the news. So sometimes we'll do a breakdown of the news. Sometimes we'll give you guys some extras even after we do the news and stuff like that. So um, that's pretty much it. So I was gonna say let's give him some extra stuff for about a couple of minutes. We'll see you guys later. This is a Hub 408. Bye. And then the credits are rolling, right? The credits are rolling. People are leaving the theater, right?
and we're
They
still
left it.
talking.
Yeah, they left their popcorn, blah blah blah. But then all of a sudden, the smart fans, they know, they know to stay for a little bit. They know to stay for a little bit. All
we
right.
got that post credit scenes.
Yes, yes. And you are now in the post credit scenes. Okay, Jay, you
What's
ready?
up, dude?
You
Yeah.
ready? You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go.
Hey, Waldo, like when I was a kid, right? My mom told me I could be anyone I wanted to be. But it turns out identity theft is a crime.
Didn't you say that one already?
I think I
I
did.
swear to God,
What
I've heard this one
You
very
did.
recently.
I did.
so.
I
Eek.
did.
Eek. I think
I
so.
don't have anything else new.
What
no
a
new material?
faux pas! What a faux pas!
I thought you had. I thought you had some dad ones.
Oh, let's see. I did. I used to. I used them all. 85 episodes of dad jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like you did dad jokes every single week.
I know, but I kept giving them
True.
out like in like candy. So like
Exactly. See, you gave too much out.
or like oh, I don't know if I did this one. What do you call a rug on a leash? Did I do that one already?
I don't think so. Go ahead.
A carpet.
Well, that was really bad.
Okay, you have any more?
Really bad. Really bad.
It was really, really bad.
It was really bad.
Glad to know I'm not the only one that's gonna bomb tonight.
I know. It's hella funny. What do you call a rapper that loves making gumbo?
A what?
What do you call a rapper that loves making gumbo?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Ron? Nobody? Ja Rule. Such a disappointment. Oh man.
Did you say Ja Rule?
Yeah, Ja Rule.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
What is Beethoven's favorite fruit?
What?
Banana. Banana. I got shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one is so dumb that it's funny.
So
Yes,
dumb.
it's so stupid.
Zelda.
That's
Okay.
my thing, man. I get you to laugh at the dumbest jokes ever. Let me see.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh man. Let's see. Oh, that's too dirty.
After mine, Joe. I heard you.
I think that's all I got, man. I used them all already. I gotta make new ones up.
Joffrey, I was walking with my uncle today because it's Father's Day. He doesn't have no kids. It's Father's Day. He doesn't have no kids, so I wanted to go hang out with him today. He lives in a rural area, though. You know, on the outskirts of Tracy. Yeah, yeah. Jason knows this uncle. Anyway, small town. He's been here since back in the days and stuff. This is the days of he was a farmer. All right, he was picking grapes. He was out there, but he helped build a small town too. Right, so we're kind of going through everything. Walking, he's like, you See that general store there, right there, Ron? I was like, yeah, uncle. Alam mo, I helped build that general store. We were the first Asian market. I was like, oh, that's awesome, uncle. Walking down the street and stuff. He's like, do you see that? Do you see that auto shop there? Yeah, uncle. He said, God damn it! Me and my family were the first ones to open up that auto shop. All that stuff. Do they recognize that? I help with the cars in the small town. No, they don't. I was like, oh, that's good, uncle. And mind you, this is a long walk. You see that hot air balloon right there? I'm like, yeah, uncle. He said, you know that hot air balloon? He said, man, shit, I was the first one. I was the first one one of the first Filipinos in a farmer. Can you believe that farmer just flying in the air? Hot air balloon. I was like, all right, calm down, uncle. Just, all right, you're getting upset. He's like, because I was one of the first, man. He's like, you see that, you see that bakery right there? I was like, yes, uncle. He's like, my wife, we were the first ones to open up this bakery. But do they say, oh, your uncle Jomar has good bread? No, he does. He said, does Uncle Jomar? He's the first one to fly the blimp. No, pero, you know, you fuck one cow, and all of a sudden, you're a cow fucker. Okay. That's all. Hope you guys are doing good. This is a Hub 408. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. We're gonna get up. We're gonna get up out of here.
Dude, where's little Johnny?
The version I've heard of that is goat fucker, not cow fucker.
Yes, but we wanted to change it up. What if Uncle Jomar wanted a cow? He didn't want to. He didn't want nothing small and dainty like that. You know, right? What if Uncle Jomar wanted that? Shout out to Uncle Jomar. Shout out to all the bad dads out there. Shout out to you guys out there. I appreciate you guys. Again, this is Hub 408. We will see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend, guys. Again, happy Father's Day to everyone. Thank you to everyone that joined us in the chats. Thank you to you guys. We appreciate you guys. Again, we're out of here. Make sure you follow Jay Jericho, Ninja Iceberg, Jofsimus Prime, and me, Ron Sar. All right? Guys, this was an awesome episode. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. We'll see you guys. Take care. Peace. Awesome, guys. Later. All right, guys. We're